everyone, welcome back to Kirsty Colour and Sketch. I thought we would take a look at the Faber-castell 60 Pitt pastel pencils today. Now I recently purchased these, they've not been seen on any haul videos or anything yet. I got them last week now and I have used them on one of my pet pastel portraits. So I used them over the top of pan pastels for the fine details in my pet portrait. And I have to say I absolutely love these pencils. Before these I did have a smaller set of pastel pencils, but they were the Stabilo Carbofello pastel pencils. Now I did find those quite scratchy. Now these are a harder pastel pencil as well, but they're really nice, they lay down really nicely, whereas my Stabilo, I wasn't really that keen on them. So I'm gonna get these open, we're gonna have a look at them, and then I am going to swatch them out on some paper so we can look at the colours. So this is the lovely tin that you get them in, exactly the same almost to the Polychromos pencil tins. So really lovely to keep them in here. Then you open it up, let me just zoom out a little bit here. So we open it up, you've got the Faber-castell on the tin there, and then they're all in the little trays. Now you've got inside here a little bit of information about the pencils, the different sets you can purchase, and just a little bit of information about other pencils that they do there. The Albrecht Magnus pencils. So in this leaflet at the back, it does show you that you can get these pencils in a 12 set, a 24 set, a 36 set or a 60 set. Now I did go for the 60 set with these. As I'm doing quite a lot of pet portraits, I wanted the full range of colours for what I'm doing at the minute. But if you're only using them in colouring books occasionally and you just want to try out a smaller set, one of these smaller sets would be perfect. So that's that. So there's two trays in here. This one lifts up very easily as well. I love how they've got these little pinchers because they're so much easier to get out like that. So much easier. None of your pencils are falling out whilst you're trying to do it. So if I just turn you around, so we've got these two trays of pencils. There's a gorgeous array of colours. You know, all these tones, earthy tones, perfect for the pet portraits that I'm doing at the minute. Absolutely beautiful colours. So I'm going to swatch these out on this Fabercastell, not Faber-castell, Strathmore. I'm getting confused because I've just read that. The Strathmore tan-toned mixed media paper I'm going to be swatching these out onto. So I've already pre-drawn my lines in, and I'm going to be using a blending stump to just blend them across the lines and have a look at these gorgeous colours. If you're not familiar with blending stumps, they look like this, otherwise called paper tortillons, but I prefer to call them blending stumps. Really cheap on Amazon, really cheap. But this is what I use to blend out my pastel pencils. You can also use odorless mineral spirits to blend out pastel pencils as well. So that's another thought for you. So I paid for these pencils, I think it was around £94, which, you know, is a pretty reasonable price for these. And I got these from Cult Pence. Now on Jackson's Arts they are quite a lot pricier. I think the last time I looked on Jackson's Arts they were 170, which is just scandalous considering you can get them for 94. I think they're around 90, 94, 96 on Amazon as well. So yes. So I'm going to get swatching and I'm going to start with the first tray. So the first one is a lovely white, and I might just have to bring you in so you can see how these beautiful colours are laying down. So let's bring you right in here. We're in frame. So I'll let you look at one of the pencils. So they look like this. Really feel really lovely in your hands. They've got this wooden barrel. Easy to read names. Very easy to read. Colour capped at the end, so they're easy to spot when you've got them on your desk or in the trays. Really beautiful pencils, really beautiful. So let's get going. I'm going to lay a bit down. You can see how beautiful that is. Now these are still a harder pastel pencil, but they lay down, they feel creamy when they go down, whereas the Stabilo Carbofello were really scratchy. So now I'm going to use this to just drag that pigment all along. I don't want to waste any of that gorgeous pigment there. And then if you actually look on these pencils, on this side there is a pencil number, so it's 101. So I will just pop it right there. I will be doing swatches of these pencils in my regular swatch book as well, but I thought it'd be nice to do it on this tan toned paper because, you know, sometimes the colours show up better. So I'll just put it up to there and we'll get my blending stump again. So the thing is with pastel pencils as well is to build up layers of the pastels. Can we get in any closer on this? So this one is 103. I particularly like using the pastel matte paper for my pastel portraits. I've just found that you can get a lot more layers down. It's nicer. Everything looks nicer on the pastel matte paper to me. So we'll have a go with this one. This one's a lovely lemony sort of colour. I have used pastel pencils in the Tim Jeffs books as well. They're really good for animal fur. If you're colouring animal fur in those books, really lovely. So this is 102. We'll get to some brighter colours soon. It's just these are all the paler shades at the minute. I'll try and bring my light in a bit more, but it might wash it out if I bring it in too far. This is a really bright yellow. But yeah, normally you would layer pastel pencils up, so where you can see when you blend it out it does dull down a bit. You go in with more layers and more layers. Bit like with your pencils, coloured pencils, how you would layer. You have to layer with these as well. And that's 104. That's a really lovely colour, that one. I'm going to try and speed up a bit just because there's lots of colours to get through. That's a really nice buttercup yellow. That's 106. So those of you who have clicked on this video and are thinking, should I purchase some of these, should I not? I would say just start with a small set. If you're only using them in your colouring books, start with a small set and see how you like them. But I definitely prefer these Faber-castell over the Stabilo Carbofellos. Definitely. You can just, I don't know, there's a big quality difference to me. Whether that's just my own opinion, I don't know. My desk is going to get really messy with all this pencil dust. You'll have to excuse the mess everywhere. So I was going to speed this process up, but I think sometimes it's nice to just see in real time how they're laying down, etc, etc. So I thought, just for today, I'll try and speed it up. There is only 60, so it's not like I've got a big set of 120 pencils or anything like that. So we'll have a little go at this. This is a really beautiful colour. It's like a wine red. Let's just get the blending stump straight on it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's 225. Next one. I do find that these pencils sharpen nicely in the swordfish sharpener as well, so I will just show you the one that I've got. So this is the one that I've got, is the swordfish icon, and I find they sharpen really well in that. Now, not everybody likes to use regular sharpeners for pastel pencils. A lot of people, particularly artists, use craft knives and sandpaper. Now, personally, I'm just the worst at trying to sharpen anything with craft knives. But I find that swordfish sharpener works really, really well. Really well. So if you're looking for a sharpener, that's a good one to use. I do have this Stabilo pastel pencil sharpener as well, but I find that's a bit temperamental. It can be a bit temperamental. Oh, that's got a lovely pink tone to it. It's a lovely pink one. Just blow this off over here. Putting a bit too much pigment on, I think. That's 127. Next up, another lovely pink. They're perfect for fur though, because they keep quite a nice point, these pencils. And you can see if I try and do some flicking over the top of here, you might not pick it up very well, but you can see at the top there, you can get some nice flicks with these pencils. That's 1, 2, 4. Oh, we've got some lovely purples coming up now. Whose favourite colour's purple? It's one of mine. I have several favourite colours. I can't just stick to one favourite colour. Now I have just mixed that with a pigment that I had on my blending stump. How you clean these off is to use sandpaper. So you just, you know, sand them down and get the pigment off. Obviously, I'm not doing that at the minute when I'm just swatching, but you would do that to avoid mixing the colours. It's got a lovely sharp point on it, this one. This is 138. Oh, look at that. That's super rich. That's like a deep blue. Really luscious, that one. We'll blow that away over here. That's gonna leave a mess on my desk. See see what we've got next. So we're coming into all the blues now. That's a lovely royal blue. Now you will notice that they don't have colour names on these pencils, just numbers. I think that's the same with most, or all the pastel pencils I've come across anyway, just have numbers. I'm going to be covered in this by the end. I am going to get as well, for when I'm doing my pastel portraits, some sort of board to put down on my desk, because you do find this dust, it does really go everywhere. I will show you as well what these pastel pencils look like when they're blended out with the odorless mineral spirits. So when I've swatched these out, I will grab my odorless mineral spirits and I will show you how that blends out. I'm going to be coming into some lovely turquoises and greens soon. Another favourite colour of mine is turquoises. I think they're really, really nice. Really beautiful. So you can see how vibrant these colours are looking on this tan tone paper as well. I apologise for the pencil dust all over my desk. I'm going to have a nice clean up mission after this. Oh, that's luscious. That is a really deep turquoise. It's going to lighten up a bit when I blend it out. But that is beautiful. Beautiful. What number is that one? 155. Gonna blow it off over here. That's better. When I swatch these in my actual swatch book as well, I will be spraying them with a fixative. That's another good thing about the pastel matte paper, is that it reduces the need to use a fixative. So I still do spray a really light layer just for my own peace of mind. But apparently you do not need a fixative for pastel matte paper. So that's a fun little fact, if you didn't know that. Oh, this colour looks gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful. And that is 156. Next, we're coming into some really nice greens now. I am going to zoom out a little touch. I think we can get away with that little touch zoomed out. Let's start up here now. These are your types of greens that you could use on your landscape images. These are really nice tree greens, grass greens. Really lovely. Blow that away. I'm almost done with the first tray of pencils. So I wonder what colours await us in the second tray of colours. That is 267. Hope my camera isn't wobbling too much for you. It's just with me laying these colours down, it is wobbling a little bit. one is 165. I love these sorts of greens. This one I'm laying down now, I absolutely love these greens shades. Absolutely love it. I don't know what sort of green you'd call that. $173. That's a lovely colour again. Two more greens on this tray, and we'll see what's underneath. This paper is awesome though, the Strathmore Tantone mixed media paper. I have used a lot of watercolour on these papers as well, and it's taken it really, really well. It's a really lovely paper to work on. So if you want to print any PDFs on this paper, you can basically use any mediums on here. It's beautiful. I think the last page I printed out on this paper was a Mr. Kurt Mirrors image, and I used the Tombow Erogatons on it, and they worked really well on this paper as well, really well. So that's the first tray of pencils done and swatched. So that's our first tray of colours, and aren't they just beautiful? So we're going to get on to the second tray of colours now. I'm going to move this first one off my desk so that I'm not knocking it over all over the place. And we're going to start, oh look at these gorgeous colours here. I'm getting into some really nice ones now. Look at that. That is like, what would you call it, a duck egg shade? That is like a duck egg colour to me. Beautiful. I actually had a duck egg colour scheme in my house at one point. I really was loving on that colour once upon a time. So the next colours, we're going into some nice pinky brown tones, I think, here now. Looks like a really nice chestnut type colour, or is that just me? Let's have a look. Look at the point on that pencil, beautiful. I am full of pastel pencil, I have to excuse all the dust all over me, but yeah, lovely points on these pencils. That is really lovely. Look at that gorgeous colour. Beautiful. That is a 193. I wouldn't mind trying to do a pastel painting of sort of fruits, like a bowl of fruit or something like that. I always find illustrations like that in pastels just look so cool. Really nice. I think it might have been the Frugal Crafter who I saw do the fruit with the pastel pencils. Oh, look at that pink. Wow. That is a nice pink. Gorgeous. I don't want to come out anymore, these pencils. They was coming out the tray so easily before. Tray number 2 doesn't want to come out. So this is a lovely pale pink, pale peachy colour. Gorgeous. Let me blow that off over here. Gorgeous. Really pale. I'll hold it up to the camera because it's really pale but really lovely. And that is 132. So the next pencil must be one that I used in my recent pet portrait because it's a bit smaller. It's a bit smaller and a bit stubby. Yeah, this is the black that I used for the pet portrait. It's a really good black as well. Got a bit of pink mixed in there, but it's a really black. Dust this off at the side of me, or else that will be everywhere. And that is 199. So the next one here, oh look at that. That looks like, is that like a coral sort of shade? Beautiful. Now I'm going to have to turn my blending stump around or else I'm going to get black in that pink. Now I'm getting a bit of blue in it, but this is why we use sandpaper to clean off our blending stumps before we do anything. But you get the idea. That is 191. Next up, oh, a lovely brown. Lovely brown colour. $1.90. This one looks like a deeper shade of the, no it doesn't, it looks like a terracotta, this one actually. Looks a bit terracotta like. $190. Something so therapeutic about swatching new pencils. Some people hate it. I do hate it when it's 150 set, but smaller sets like this I really quite like. That's a lovely colour. Look at that. Beautiful. 187. So we're on the last stretch now. We're on the last column of colours that I'm going to be swatching. So not many to go now, guys. About 20 more pencils to swatch. So we'll start up here. Of course, you can use other things to blend out your pencils as well. You don't have to use blending stumps. You can use Q-tips. You can use cotton wool. It's totally a personal preference. I do find the Q-tips quite nice to use as well. They're another favourite of mine, to be honest. And it's something that you would have in the house as well normally. So you don't have to go out buying extra supplies because they work just as well. Oh, that's a lovely bright yellow. Lovely. Oh, I got a bit of the top colour mixed in there. That's not a true colour, is it? Let's blow it off. There we go, guys. That is 185. I'm covered in yellow. Look at my hands. Oh my word. So we're coming on to some lovely earth tones now, some browns, some greys. And these are the sorts of colours that I use in my pet portraits quite a lot. I've also used some blue tones underneath the blacks. When I've been doing a black dog, I like to put some blues in. It just gives it an extra depth. It stops it looking so flat. Because if you just go straight in with black, it can look flat, really flat. I think I just got that colour right under my nail then as well. I'm about to go and wash my hands. I swear I'm not normally this messy, and I've put pen all over my arm as well. I've had hold of this pen in my hand whilst I've been colouring with the pastel pencils, and I've drawn all over my hand. What am I like? Blow that off over there. Is anybody else this messy when they're doing their art, or are you really clean and tidy and everything where it should be? I try to. I set out with every intention to be the most tidy, professional looking, and then by the end of it, it's just that plan went out the window, basically. This is 176. Last few pencils now, guys, last few pencils. We're going into some deeper browns here. That is 280. So I recently asked as well my friends and family on Facebook if they could kindly send me some pictures to practice my pet portraits. So I said, if anyone would like me to practice on their pet, drop the picture of your pet down below. I made it clear that it had to be a very clear image. I had to be able to see all the details of the animal, the fur, the eye colour, etc, etc. And I decided to do one off there, and I was really proud of it, really proud of it. And I will insert a picture just here, just up here, ding. I'll insert a picture there, and that's the one I did, and it's a little cockapoo, and it was just so fun to practice that. But I did get inundated, I have to tell you. I got inundated with pictures and like, please do my dog. So now I was like, oh, I have to say no to all these people now, because I did just say that I would randomly pick one to start off with to do, because obviously I couldn't have done them all. I think I had like 36 pictures sent to me, and as you know, this is just a hobby for me. I do it in my spare time, but I'm glad I've got a backup of pictures. And Shannon very kindly sent me some gorgeous pictures as well, because I've not really practiced cats much. It's just been all dogs. So Shannon's very kindly sent me some pictures of her puddy cats. So I am going to have a go at one of them at some point when I've got some time. Just to, because they are quite different. Cats are quite different. I mean, the fur is pretty much the same, but it's the eyes and the nose and those little details. I found the eyes a bit more of a struggle on cats compared to dogs. Obviously the iris, the shape of the iris and everything is totally different, so I do need to practice. Oh, that's a lovely blue. That's a lovely blue. Let me hold that up. That's a lovely blue. It's sort of washing out on camera. I don't know if I can hide the light, but it's a lovely colour, that one. That is 230. 3 more pencils to go. And then we've swatched them all, guys. We've done it. Made a mess in the process, like. That is 233. Blob it off over there. Next pencil. So these look quite similar, these darker colours, but this one that I've just swatched is almost like a slate grey. It's not a black, it's like a slate grey. I have just forgot to blend some of these colours out as well. I do apologise. So that colour was 181. One more pencil, last pencil. Let's see what colour they've given us for the last pencil. Oh, it's a lovely, lovely pink again. This is the type of pink that I'd use on a cat's nose, actually. Oh, don't put black on it, Kirsty. But that's the sort of pink that I would probably use on the cat's nose. 189. Let's blow that dust off. Right, I'm going to zoom you out. Do ignore all the dust and the mess surrounding my hands because it is everywhere right now. Let's zoom you out. So you can see those beautiful colours. I'm going to lift you up. I'm going to slowly have a look. If you can hear emergency vehicles, they're not coming for me, I promise. They're going straight past the house. Nina, Nina. So these are the beautiful array of colours that you get. They lay down so beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous colours. I thoroughly recommend these pencils. They're worth the price tag to me personally. I do prefer these over the Stabilo Carbofello pencils. The Stabilos are a little too scratchy and hard for me. These are still a hard pastel pencil, but they go down nicely. They go down smooth. They go down soft, if you like. They're not scratchy at all. The colours are a beautiful selection. I've got all the colours I would ever need in here for my pet portraits. The tins that they come in is beautiful. I will just keep them in here. I won't be getting a case for them like I do with my coloured pencils. These ones will be being kept in because they're very sturdy in here. This is very easy to get in and out. Your pencils aren't going everywhere. They're very, you know, portable like that. And they're just really nice and safe in this little tin. So I am going to keep them in there. So yeah, really, really lovely. If you do want to try them out because you're just going to use them in your colouring books, as I say, they've got sets of 12, 24, 36 and 60. So you could just start with a small set, see what you think of them, because you can, you know, mix it up and use them with other mediums. You can use them with your coloured pencils in your colouring books. I do like to do sort of mixed media in my colouring books. But I got the 60 set because obviously I do my pet portraits. So they're fantastic. They will be well loved and well used for me. But the swatches. Hi. So I almost forgot. I promised to show you how I blend the pastel pencils out using the Odorless Mineral Spirit. So the one that I use is this Zestate. So I use this one because it's non-toxic. There's a lot of odorless mineral spirits that is toxic, so you know, this one's a safer option. So you can get this one on Amazon. I believe I paid around £8 for this 250ml bottle. Can be used to blend coloured pencils, wax pencils and oil pencils. But I do use it on this as well. So I'm just going to use Q-tips. I've laid down a bit of blue pencil here. So these are my Q-tips that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to dip it into my bottle, and I'm just going to rub around so you can see what that's doing there. I have to say as well, this zester has a lovely citrus smell to it. It's not pungent or a horrible smell. It's really citrusy and nice. It smells like oranges. It's beautiful. But you can see how that blends out so nicely. You know, the only thing you have to worry about when using it in regards to pastels, with pencils as well, any pencils, but if you're using this, then you have to wait for it to completely dry before going over with another layer of pencil. So do be cautious of that you're gonna have to allow yourself more time. But you can see how well that is blended. Also be careful on what's on the, if you're using it in colouring books, be careful what's on the other side. If it's a double-sided image, because sometimes you can be left with like a grease mark on the opposite side of your page. But yeah, really effective. It really blends those pencils out perfectly, and it smells gorgeous. You can see it's got a picture of a orange on the front there, and that's what it smells like. It's beautiful, non-toxic, really lovely zesty blend. So there we go. That's how I use my odourless mineral spirits. Drop me a comment down below. Do you have these pencils? Are you interested in getting some pastel pencils? Please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. See you next time. Bye everyone.